Hey everyone, welcome to Second Sight Tarot, a branch of wellness. I'm here to do the monthly reading for the sign of Gemini for the month of June 2021. I've already meditated on the cards, and please remember that this is a general reading. Please take what does resonate and leave the rest. We're doing the element spread, current situation, how you can move through intellect and communication, the emotions that you can connect from and or release from this, and the outcome. I'm going to pull a couple cards and then we'll get started. I already pulled a couple of the overall essence or energy of the reading, so I'll get to those in one sec. Fast. I'll keep them. So I do think this is a time of transition, transforming into something new, and kind of letting go and having this freedom that comes along with transition. We'll get into it a little bit more as I get into it, or as I go through this, but just what I'm seeing from what's down already. I'm going to do one more set. Let's do a shuffle real quick. A lot of similarities to the last reading that I did with Taurus. Similar cards, different position. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Path, which is an 8, and this is possibly having some obstacles or some blockages or something that's kind of holding you down from climbing this ladder, going into this new path of yours that you really want to go. Maybe you're not ready yet. Maybe there's still some transitioning happening or some, acceptance there, but we'll see. We'll get into it. Interesting card there. And releasing some fears, things that don't serve you anymore, and really assessing things and seeing things clearly seem to be a pattern of overall energy for everybody. Okay, so I'm going to hold these just to have them ready. So the overall essence or energy of the reading, you have survival. I think that there's an illumination here happening. I think there's a sense of acknowledging that what you're worth, in a sense, and really feeling just illuminated. I just get this illuminated sense kind of from you, and not from this card, just overall survival. I do think that for some of you, this is what I'm getting here. I feel like you've been in the survival mode for a really long time. And that has really kept you suppressed and kind of not sheltered, but just not free, not feeling free. It feels kind of trapping to me of being in the survival mode. And I think that maybe there's a sense of acknowledgement now, or seeing that, and you're just I'm kind of shifting through that kind of energy. We're going to kind of see it unravel here anyway, so I think that's what I'm getting from that card. I don't know if I showed you this, sorry. And I sense that there's a sense of feeling illuminated, but also possibly feeling not an outcast or the black sheep or the white sheep because you're illuminated, but just feeling that you're just different and you're just very bright and seen. It could be very exposing kind of energy. But almost a sense of whatever for some of you. I'm just standing right in my power right now. I don't know. I just feel like you're about to you just want to shout out to the world, this is me, this is who I am. It's kind of what I'm getting from this. It's interesting. It's kind of like queen energy without the crown, if that makes sense. It could be completely weird, but I just feel like this very pure essence. And you're really learning to who you are and what you stand for. And, you know, you're really shifting old patterns and old habits and really becoming illuminated there. So anyway, I'll move on. And literally you have speaking your words, your voice, using your voice. I think this is a time right now of kind of knowing your worth, knowing that you have the wisdom to move through things, knowing, you know, finally speaking your truth. I think being in this survival mode, or this kind of essence of like not being fully exposing of who you really are, for whatever that looked like to you, I think now you are starting to do that, and you're starting to speak your truth and speak your voice and be heard and be seen. And that's maybe why I feel like this illumination is around you now, because you're like setting yourself free, and you're kind of, I feel like your soul's kind of ripping out of your chest, kind of. That's kind of the essence that I'm getting there. And then you also have the Death card. So I just feel like there's a sense of transformation. Obviously, that's what the Death card is. Transitioning, transformation. There was obviously a completion of something, for something to end, or something is coming to an end, or something is beginning. And I think that's kind of where you are right now, like this beginning stages of setting yourself free here. I see a big transition happening here. You're becoming enlightened, and you're not allowing things to take hold of you now. You're kind of releasing all of that kind of energy. And you also have the Five of Cups in the reverse, and I'll show you the upright. Sorry, my card is a little bit bent. Not happy about that. So this is also about acceptance of what's happening here, you know, of this transition time, and really feeling a sense of like moving forward. This card can also be kind of being like, I mean, a lot of people say like crying over spilled milk and not realizing that you have this potential over here. She's kind of looking at the loss and not realizing she has two flowers up here, but that's not what this means to me here. I mean, it could, but I don't feel like that. That could be for someone. But for me, this is really about accepting what has happened in the past, accepting these flowers and not dwelling over them. Realizing like, I'm moving on, I'm moving forward. I see them, I've acknowledged them, I accept things, and now I'm moving on. And that's kind of where this transition state is like this death of something that was. You're okay with it, and you're seeing it clearly, and you're moving forward. It's like you kind of expected, or you knew that it was going to happen. So really beautiful energy to come in, especially feeling so stagnant. So current situation, you have mystery, which are the secrets in hitting meetings. So I don't know, I feel like a lot of things are coming to the surface. I think you're really connecting intuitively and seeing things clearly, maybe releasing fears. Maybe seeing, like, you know, really seeing the truth of things, or seeing them in a different way, or seeing them from a different perspective, and that is the truth, because it's not just one way, it's many ways, like looking at things through an observer lens, not just through yours. I mean, it could mean secrets being exposed, but I mean, it could be, or just things being exposed, you know, illusions being exposed, that kind of stuff. This also just came out, clinging to the past. And I think that with all of this change, even though you're comfortable and you've accepted it and you're moving forward, there is some stuff that you are holding on to that may not serve you going forward. Not that it's horrible, but it's kind of heavy. It could be heavy. And fives are all about change. This is about change. So really moving forward, and maybe seeing what you're clinging to and asking yourself if it's serving you moving forward at this higher vibrational level that you're going into. So maybe just questioning that. You also have the King of Swords, and I love this deck. I always forget it every time. What is it? Mystical Moments, Tarot Mystical Moments. She is weaving her dress with stars from the universe. I just love this. And it's a female king. And I do feel a lot of female energy or feminine energy. It doesn't matter. It's more like more than masculine, it's feminine. So I think there's a lot of growth, a lot of healing, and a lot of nurturing, that kind of stuff happening right now. But I think there's a lot of intellect, there's a lot of insight that's happening here. I think you're gaining clarity on the things that were not seen to you before. And maybe things that you were clinging onto that you're now sorting out. Maybe you are seeing clear, having some insight on this. I think you are really learning quickly how to adapt to your new surroundings or to what change is happening here. I think you're very ethical in the way that you're doing so. You're very fair. And you're really solving these situations and any loose ends or whatever's coming up here in this moon energy here. I think that you're being very fair with yourself and with others. And you're really being illuminated. And I think that is the essence of your reading here, just feeling very, very, very illuminated. And I'll show you more as we kind of, some of the things that I pulled. And also you have the hunger. So I think that you have this deep hunger to really make some shifts here. You've been wanting this for a really long time, and I think it's coming clear to you now. And you're having an opportunity to really open this up and kind of see where it takes you. And it's been a hunger of yours for a really long time. I feel like this need for you for a long time to see things clearly, for this illusion or the way you perceived life before to really come to the surface and see things as they are. That's kind of what I'm getting here. I'm okay with this. I'm going to pull one more and then we'll move on. That was fast. Past lives. Clinging to the past. It's interesting. I did a personal reading and they both of these came out together in the Intellect and Communication position. So, an adventure. So I think the adventure is more like the full energy, and I do think that this is full energy here about like maybe doing things more on spontaneous kind of stuff, going with the flow of it. So it could be bold beginnings. You know, the Fool is very adventurous, very, you know, like having a lot of potential, really looking at a new horizon, you know, and seeing that there's a lot of opportunity, and very innocently looking at this in the future. So this is definitely Fool coming in, and I do feel like that's the sense of this because you just had this death and you're having this transformation. You are going into this very young-hearted and very innocent because it's all new territory for you. And this past life stuff, I'll show you the card. It's kind of a cool card. It's like an hourglass or something with a bunch of people in it. I think this could be maybe connecting with your ancestors a little bit, or even doing some past life regression, you know, if that's, or this even could mean just like looking over your life and seeing things. Because I swear, like, I feel like every stage of my life personally feels like a lifetime ago. It's like a past life. Maybe just overall energy of your entire existence here as you are now, as this person, really reflecting on this and seeing things and not in the illusion, seeing things for what they were and what they are. I think will help you release a little bit about past stuff, you know, because you're clinging to the past here throughout this change. I think this is interesting energy. Very clear to me, though, that I don't know what the situations are, of course, but, you know, very clear of what's going on here. So in the intellect and how you can move through this, their intellect and communication, you have wisdom, which is a 2/2. It's a 4, which is about finding stability or having stability. This, to me, you know, I feel like for some of you, you can be asking for guidance about how to really communicate yourself, you know, to the universe, to people, to yourself. Like, it doesn't matter how you're communicating. It could be journaling or talking to somebody, or therapist or friends, or just how you talk to yourself or through the universe, to the universe. But I think there's a sense of like attaining knowledge here, or feeling very stable in the knowledge that you have. Like, you already have this inner wisdom and this inner knowledge. It's wisdom, but this is knowledge. And I don't know, for some of you that think that you don't have enough and you're kind of seeking out more. She's kind of reaching out of the boat there to like ask the universe for more, not realizing she's standing on a book, a whole book mound there. Or maybe for some of you, there is a sense of like, I have this knowledge, I have this awareness now and this wisdom, like what am I doing with it? You know, there could be two aspects. They're asking for wisdom and knowledge and guidance, and or like, okay, I have it. What am I supposed to do with this now? How am I supposed to move through this through intellect? And how am I supposed to communicate? You know, maybe looking for a little bit more in-depth understanding for that. And then you have the breathe, exhale, inhale, create space within. I think this is about like an inward journey and going inside and having some me time, doing some meditation or Reiki, or like really going in and doing some quiet space, having quiet time to really acknowledge this inner stuff, you know, this kind of this energy here. Maybe there are answers that need to be seen and heard here, but finding that within peace and like stillness. And then you also have, sorry for the noise, the air picked up here. Let me turn this down. If it's going to be on, I'd like to be on warm or cool. And you also have the Tower in reverse, which is interesting because we had talked about this in the beginning about the death. There has been a transformation here, and you're accepting of it. You know, I think in this deck, and this is in the reverse, but in this deck, she's kind of knowing that this tower is going to be happening, and she's trying to prevent it from collapsing. But there's a sense of like caring and nurturing the self here. This is not like a dramatic like experience. You know, this is more like, I'm holding space for you, and I know you're going to collapse. I know things are going to change and shift, but I'm here to hold space. And that's kind of where you are right now. And this, because of this is in the reverse, I think that there's a sense of like this smooth transition that's happening here because of your knowledge of this tower. I think it's almost a sense like you're trying to prevent disaster with the way you bring in information and the way that you're delivering it or even hearing it. I think you're trying to make peace, be the disaster like preventer, you know? Instead of fighting back now, you know, instead of verbally like being defensive or processing it in the mind a different way. I think there's this elegance, there's this, you know, you're containing this information in a very different way now. I think this is really beautiful energy when it comes to how you're communicating and how you're taking in information. Please clarify, Gemini. It's the breath card, and this is also about patience. Excuse me, patience. And this is also 7, which is gaining or having experience in this. And I think for some of you, you're gaining it. You're gaining this wisdom, or you're realizing you have this wisdom already, or you're gaining it. And the breath card is trying to show you that just to be patient with the process. And although you're holding space for yourself, there's still things happening. There's still a tower moment. There is still a death happening, and a transformation and a transition, and going with the flow and starting something new. It's like, you know, just mothering yourself, nurturing yourself, you know, through this growth period is still needed there. And guidance, and which is a 3. It's creativity as well. But I think that you are divinely guided through this. I think something is pushing you. I mean, obviously, the tower moment to me is not only self-inflicted. I think that it's caused to shift something in you. So I think for some of you, maybe you're refusing to see this or not wanting to see that you're guided here. You don't have guidance, you have guidance. Like you feel it, you know it's there, but you're not willing to look at it, maybe. It's not for everyone, that message. It's interesting. That was for someone, I don't know. Could be for more than one, but I'll pull one more. Or two. Intuition. Good fortune. Spiritual guidance. I mean, you are a guide. There's something spiritually guiding you through this. Intuition. And also the the worker. And I think this is a lot of work. You know, I think that this does take a lot of work to be patient still and to really go inward and do this work. It's crazy hard to do. But also to me, what the worker bee means is that you don't have to do that alone. There are communities you can be a part of, or your tribe, or you don't have to do this stuff alone, because bees work together as a hive. And I always think of millions of bees, not just one, when I talk about bee work, like being, you know, the worker bee. But I think that you have a goal, you have you're on a path here, and you're going to do whatever it takes to get it. I do see that. And I think it's a matter of communicating this, writing it down, verbalizing it to the universe, or to someone, or to yourself, you know, really expressing this somehow, getting it out will help you kind of move through this a little bit more. So in the emotions, or what emotions you can connect with and or release from this, you have a few of them fell out and I kept them. So pleasure, which I think that this is this illuminating essence that I feel from you. It's also a 9, a 1, and 8 is a lot of finding clarity on a direction or a path that you're on right now, really finding things clearly, seeing things clearly, and enjoying this process, this adventure. Nourishment, which is also a 7, it's also experience gained and learned. Again, you have a few 7s here. But I think this is also about nourishing your temple, nourishing your emotions. This is about emotions, you know, nourishing your intuition, really just being gentle yourself and taking care of yourself, however that looks for you, especially in the emotions position. And then remembering who you are, return to your roots. I think this is just about really connecting with your intuition, and this is knowing yourself, really connecting with your intuition and your emotions, really coming home to yourself, doing some work to release things that don't serve you anymore, and also nourish your creative energy. This is also creating a space. Could be energy work, but it's also, I think, really doing some work with your emotions and how you perceive things, how you process things. Maybe doing some holding space for yourself. Really holding space for yourself in a time of really releasing things that just are not where you're at right now, you know, not needing them anymore to protect you in a sense. I think there's just a matter of really being fluid with releasing energy in your body and being okay with it. This is also intuitive work too in the body. You also have the moon, which is appropriate. I'll pull one more for that too. Do I have one of those? Yeah, I do. I'll do one of these. So the moon energy, I'll do that first and then I'll pull a card on it. I think this is doing some shadow work here with your emotions, you know? I think really looking at them in depth, you know, really going in and seeing the illusions of how you think things, you perceive things in the past and how you think they actually happened, and really what happened. really being the observer on every angle of things. And I always like to say that with when you're doing with intuition and, with emotions, because the way we perceive things is our view only and not everyone else's, usually, especially with trauma and like things that really hurt us and things we hold on to. So, this is the unconscious stuff that we're dealing with through the moon energy. This is having a clear vision of what things really, really are. And also deception too, and really seeing things as they are, like seeing the truth of things. This could be fears, this could, holding on to fears, this could be use your intuition, which is coming in strong for you, I think. This is emotions, really connecting to your emotions here. The mystery, the stuff that the unseen things, the unknown things. Could be secrets coming in, or you're holding secrets and you have to release them to really break free of what's going on inside of you. Maybe. I think that will all happen if you create space for it and you nourish yourself that way. I'm going to pull something. So a couple cards and some clarity cards. I'm not taking that. I don't know if that felt for this, but June 2021. Thank you. The bottom of the deck, shame. Finances. But I think that's where you invest your energy. In the financial position, the father. This is also a 7, experience gained and having experience or gaining experience. I think that's really interesting. I kind of feel Chariot energy here. Of really moving forward to release some of that energy stagnation that you have, that you've like this energy currency that you've had in your life about like things you've hold on to when it comes to your emotions. I don't know, you're kind of, I see a progression there. I see like standing firm and really standing in your power as you move through this. But this is on a subconscious level, which is moon energy, and really being mindful about it. But I do think maybe there's some shame behind it too, emotionally wise, and I think a lot of us hold shame. So you have the 9 of Pentacles, which is in this deck is about focus. I think this is abundance, this is wealth in this position. There's a lot of growth in your emotional position here. It's almost like full circle of like abundance. I think this is really beautiful about really things coming to the surface and dealing with them and moving through them and having, kind of resting here. You have a lot of 3s too, a lot of creativity. Some of you are artists. Finding ways to navigate through this through art or through creative outlet. And I see a lot of planning, maybe doing some planning on how you want to do, like, if you're like all about right brain here, or just being very focused and like getting things done, efficient, writing some stuff down, like writing a list of things that you would like to work on. Maybe seeing it clearly like that written down might help you. To me, I think this also planning has a lot to do with learning too, and kind of goes with the wisdom card here. I think you're like planning for a big shift in how you want your life to be in the future and setting yourself free from this kind of stuff and really staying focused and seeing things for what they are and nourishing yourself and resting, really holding space for yourself in the emotional position. And the final outcome here, you have, we'll pull a couple cards here. I already pulled a couple, but I want to do that again. So you have movement here, which is a 6, which is about overcoming obstacles and really being persistent. Perseverance. This is, I think the 6 of Cups, honestly. I'm learning these decks, but this is the 6 of Cups. And 6 of Cups is all about, you know, karmic balance. Really balancing out your energies here. It could be emotions. Could be nostalgia too. Reminiscing on the past, moving forward from the past. Oh, that's interesting. I think that's what this means. So I think this has a lot to do with moving past this, holding on to the past life stuff, really moving through it, letting it go, releasing it. Things that you're holding on to for a long time. That makes sense, because this is all about moving through and like finding the outcome here. You have peace, which is a 9, also almost a completion here. To me, this is, didn't you have something here like that in the beginning? I forget. This reminds me of something that you had. Oh, the power. It's not here. I think it's not at the bottom of the deck. 9s are also finding clarity on a direction here, and I think you're finding peace. I think you're coming to grips with everything that's happening, and you're being at peace with it, you know? Because I think you're moving past it and you're finding inner peace about it. And I think that, you know, building castles in the sky, this is about dreaming big. You know, you really have a lot of dreams for the future of what you want it to look like. And you're starting to have hope of something more looking forward, moving forward. And you have the Fool energy, which is beautiful to start after all of this shit you've worked on, this deep work, this deep inner healing stuff. You're starting fresh after this death, you know, after this tower moment. You're starting fresh on a new journey, you know, really feeling like you have a strong belief of self-belief now. You know, you have a lot of spontaneity here. You know, kind of going with the flow of things. Really bold beginnings. And you had the Fool here. You have 2 Fools here. One at the end and one at the beginning. Because I think that's where you're starting from. It's your starting point. You have a lot of adventure, new horizons, a lot of potential to move forward now. But you're doing it differently now because you've gone through a lot of this transition. You've really worked on yourself here. I think this is really lovely. I'm going to pull one. Okay. It's interesting, guilt. I don't know if I'm going to keep that just because it came out right away, but maybe it's for someone. I think that if you were to feel anything here, would be some guilt about some things, maybe going through this transition and like shifting and changing, and like the people around you are not feeling that. Maybe there's some guilt there, and that might kind of hold you back or put some blockages on your new path for some of you. I think it's kind of pulling at you a little bit. I'll clarify on that. I don't like that card, but this is a lot of change. And I think that, you know, holding on to the past, I think that would bring fear and guilt and all that kind of stuff too. Definitely guilt, please. Whoa. Interesting. Oh, look. The Dreamer. And it's interesting because you have Dream here too. 2 dreams. I think maybe for some of you, having these dreams might make you have some guilt about having a better future or something. I don't know why I'm saying that. Maybe that could be it if I'm understanding this right. And you have the Wisdom card again. So it's asking you, or like reminding you that you are the dreamer. You have this wisdom to create something beautiful. You've done the work. You deserve to have this, right? So it's asking you to release this guilt because it's not necessary. This is your own. To me, this guilt is not coming from someone that is here. This is your own skeletons in your closet holding you back, and this is why these past lives and holding on to the past, how it's going to affect you if you don't release this kind of stuff. You know, it kind of goes forward into the future, and maybe this is saying like it might be coming with you if you don't want to release this kind of stuff. This is how it's going to come. because it's kind of like these old skeletons, kind of shadowy kind of stuff pulling at her. So that to me is like old stuff, personal stuff, inward stuff. That's what I feel from this. So who knows if that's even for someone or a group of people. I'm going to pull one more for that. Guilt, please. Thank you. Void. And the storm. So maybe it's really important to work through this now before it really haunts you in the future, and it kind of deters you or has like some blockages or kind of holds you back from this new full energy of like moving forward and like going on this new adventure and, you know, having this new beginning. Releasing this old stuff is really important, you know. I think it's going to create some storms for you, and maybe it's supposed to. Maybe you're supposed to have another tower moment there, you know, and it's not a tower, but, you know, maybe there is supposed to be some kind of, you know, things that you're not seeing. Maybe it's like the next step of growth, and that's fine. Just know that that will be coming up possibly if you bring that with you. So maybe this is just like a kind of a warning sign or something of saying like, hey, you know, try to deal with this stuff before you move on, because it's going to come back. That's kind of the energy I'm getting here. Not willing to see things fully through to heal right now. Might be creating storms in your head, you know? So, and you have such potential here, and like all of these things, maybe there's a battle of moving forward and like really wanting these dreams to come true, but I think could be the inner demons here in a sense of like fighting at you. And it's asking you to release that because you deserve this. You really deserve this. So I'm going to pull some clarity cards. Sorry to end so heavy. It's not my intention, but to go back to the full energy, new beginnings. New beginnings, bold beginnings, adventure, new horizon, lots of potential. If you want it, it's there for you. It's your choice whether you want to hold on to things or let go of things. It's okay. It'll just be there, and you'll have to deal with it there. Doesn't mean you're not going to move forward and have a great future here. It just means it might hold you back a little bit. Positive affirmations, definitely one. Intuition. You have so many intuition cards. Use your intuition here. It'll guide you. Rest again. You have to rest twice. Here and here. Very important for you, I think. It's a lot of healing. And pleasure again. 2 pleasure cards. Very telling. Could be intimacy and or having fun externally, or just expressing your energy in a way that's pleasurable to you. Gemini, I hope this resonated a little bit. Sorry for the dramatic ending here, but I hope that you have a really amazing month in June. I think there's a lot of beautiful potential here. I think you're on an amazing path. I just feel like it's like just heavy, and it's a lot of work, but stick through it. I think it'll definitely benefit you and really raise your vibration. And I wish you the best of luck, and I will see you in July. Take care of yourself. Stay safe and stay healthy.